Go for it.
Friggin' what up, dude? Strider Wilson, and I'm the host of this podcast that's mine, going to be called History is Dank. History is Dank with Strider Wilson. Dankness from the
Frickin' what up, dude? Welcome back to another ep of History is Dank, dude. I'm your host, Strider Wilson, dude. We got Aaron on the sticks, dude. What up, Aaron?
What up?
Just chilling, dude. Dude, we're recording this episode that's going to come out on a little day that's a very special day, Valentine's Day. It's going to come out the day after, and hell, maybe I'll be nuts and I'll put it out on that day. You'll find out, and you'll already know when you're listening to this. But let me just say, you're going to be hearing a lot about boning today. And let me tell you, I'm a guy who talks a lot about boning, probably too much as it is. So, spoiler alert, you're going to be hearing a lot about boning today because Valentine's Day, it's a day of lovemaking. It's a day of love. And we're going to get into just sort of the origin story of Valentine, or who the hell is Saint Valentine, dude? You know, I mean, maybe he needs to get, you know, the classic house party treatment where, you know, one of your boys who, you know, is like a football player and, you know, maybe he's not too good with the ladies. He just likes to, you know, post up and get his buzzski on. And maybe he gets off at that party by sort of just, you know, inserting himself as the bouncer, dude. Our buddy Conley used to do that. Just employ himself as the bouncer, grab himself a few Mike's Hards and just post up like that. And just, he sees a guy he doesn't recognize, dude, like Saint Valentine roll up. He'd be like, who do you know here, bro? You know, you think you're just going to come in here and hook up with chicks that my friends are trying to hook up with, dude? Dude. Pull a fucking, you skate? Because you should pull a 180. Just cruise on out of here. Who do you know, dude? Do you know where you're at? I know Eric. This is his buddy Connor's house. Oh, sick. You know Eric. All right, Ty. How do you know Eric? Oh, dude. Oh, dope. You guys used to play Little League together? Sick as hell, dude. Dope. All right, cruise on in, dude. Maybe we might go like that, and then we know who St. Valentine's is. You know, you should post up with Eric. But today, we're going to be cruising around, you know, delve into a little bit of research. Where does this Valentine's come from? Was he an actual dude? Is it maybe based on some sort of myth? And then they got extrapolated into this whole thing. And why February 14th? And basically, what the hell is going on? But before we get into that, Aaron, do you have any Valentine's Day plans?
You know, we don't. It's on a Monday this year.
Yeah, not the best day.
Not the greatest day. We're still in a pandemic.
Right.
We have the baby.
Yep.
It's kind of a boner killer.
I know.
But I think we're going to do something on the weekend.
That's the move.
Yeah.
That's the move. See, and I've mentioned this before, my dank-ass fiance's birthday is the 13th of February. So we do a separate birthday celebration. I get separate gifts. Then on Valentine's Day, Daddy double dips, and he goes ahead and says, and in this case, I'm Daddy, and I go ahead and I get a box of chocolates, maybe some strawberries, some flowers, and we do a separate outing or maybe order something in. But this year, my Valentine's Day or our Valentine's Day plan, we're going to get some dank-ass tacos at this little place called Petty Cash. Then we're going to cruise back. And I like that it's called Petty Cash because we're going to cash some checks. Because, Aaron, a few Valentine's Days back, I got my dank-ass fiance a checkbook. We got each other this checkbook. Uh-huh. And throughout the year, we write each other love-making checks. You know, it might be something like that a check, for instance, could be worth 15 minutes back rub.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I've gotten one of these.
Yeah, 5 minutes mac and cheese. You know?
Cash those in before you get married, buddy. That's all I'm going to say.
No, baby, I'm going to just get I'm just going to get... What is it called, Aaron? Aaron, no, the lovemaking staying ripe. Aaron, I'm saying Monday night, you got to go deep, dude. You got to get after it, Aaron, on Monday night. You know, make Monday hump day, baby. Turn it into Wednesday.
I will make every effort.
Thank you.
Does not mean it'll happen.
That's true. That's true. We got to woo, you know, and maybe we'll pick up a few tips on how to woo.
Sure.
I've got a lovemaking check, standard lovemaking session, 45 minutes, of which I will only need 45 seconds. But I'll be cashing that check. She's got plenty of checks for darts. You better believe that. Darts for days, dude. Cashier's checks for darts, bro. Those puppies are good in whatever state you're in. International waters, doesn't matter. It's like a straight up traveler's check for darts, dude. You know? Sick as hell, dude. Anyway, dude. Who the hell is Saint Valentine's, Aaron? Do you have any idea? Are you going into this fresh? I didn't know, dude. I was just generally curious.
I don't know.
And dude, there's some conspiratorial elements to this, so it's gonna be interesting. Okay, so let's keep cruising. We're finding out who Saint Valentine's is. So, you know, if you go online, which I did, dude, you're gonna find plenty of stories about him or, interestingly enough, them. So there's basically like in Roman times, so Valentine was a popular Roman name. You know, you had bros like Julius posted up, bros like Maximus just posting up, dude. Freaking dude's name Innocent, that was a popular ass name, dude. Innocent was a name, dude. Freaking dude's name just freaking Mark, dude. You know what I'm saying, dude? Just cruising around, dude. And so Valentine, there was a lot of dudes cruising around. So there could have been multiple dudes in the church, and this is around the year like 500 AD, right? This is Christianity, saint, right? So this is the Latin church, aka the Catholic Church, dude. And actually, this was probably even after the split, dude, where there was, you know, the quote fall. Actually, no, that's gonna be a little bit later. Never mind. Delete, guys. Whatever I just said, clear slate. Go back to Valentine's Day. Don't want to mess around with too many dates here, okay? The only date you need to know right now is February 14th, although I'm going to throw a few more at you in a little bit, dude. But, so, there's an account, and frickin' Plutarch corroborated some of this shit, dude. And you know Plutarch, great historian, maybe perhaps one of even the first historians, dude, Roman historian. And so he's a beast, dude. And there's accounts of writings of his and some other writings that mention a Saint Valentine's that might have been one guys, might have been two guys, but their stories are pretty similar. Maybe it was one guy, and there's really just too many historical inaccuracies to know. But in any case, this dude was a Roman priest, and he performed secret weddings against the wishes of authorities in the 3rd century. Freaking, you know, later Plutarch was writing about him in the 5th century. Valentine was imprisoned in the home of a noble for some reason. He healed his captor's blind daughter, causing the whole household to convert to Christianity. They're like, oh, dude, we believe in you now. Then he was beheaded and tortured. Not in that order. He was tortured, then beheaded on February 14th. And apparently he sent a letter to a girl signed, Your Valentine. So and I think this is where you get that My Bloody Valentine stuff, Machine Gun Kelly's type stuff, is playing on this theory.
Seems like a bad way to thank that guy for curing your daughter.
Also, why is he must have been a creepy ass weird dude, because why was he imprisoned? Or I guess he was imprisoned because he was doing illegal weddings. Yeah. Legally. So that's not that creepy. That's kind of nice. He was augmenting love, which I like. So
yeah, who knows what the marriages they didn't approve of were, you know? Was it interracial?
Yeah, exactly.
Was it same sex?
Exactly. And maybe Valentine was posted up. He was a man, you know, maybe he was anachronistic in that regard. He was a progressive. Maybe he belonged in an age even farther in the future than today. And so he was a beast. But then why does he get beheaded? I was looking around. I'm like, I don't know.
Watching, he was marrying guys and dogs and shit.
Yeah, exactly. He went too nuts, dude. Just fucking marrying everyone. He's like, you like this turtle, dude? Married. So there's sort of two accounts of that. And there's no real, like, I'll give you a little bit of a forewarning listening to this episode. There's no cut and dry perfect. I'm just going to be throwing you a few different theories, and one of them sounds most likely to me, and it's this Geoffrey Chaucer one, who was the great author of the Middle Ages. You know, he wrote A Knight's Tale. He's like A Nun's Tale. Like, he wrote tales of different people of the era.
A Duck's Tale.
Yeah, A Duck's Tale. Exactly, dude. He freaking Scrooge McDuck, dude. He wrote The Mighty Ducks, the film about the hockey team. He's an absolute beast.
An American Tale.
An American Tale, Feifel Goes West. Well, wrote all of the tall tales. And maybe some of these are tall tales, and there's definitely some extensions of the truth. And he is the one accredited, according to this account, and one of these authors named Kelly, dude. And freaking, he associates love in the Middle Ages, and he writes a lot about, you know, noble men and ladies and knights who were unable to, you know, be with each other because of, you know, societal ties, and sort of, you know, really set the foundation for stuff that makes up our rom-coms and everything today. And so he was the one doing that in the Middle Ages, and we'll get into the reasoning why. But But before that, let's just keep on cruising, dude.
Shirt tails.
Wait, what, shirt tails?
Shirt tails.
Yeah, shirt tails, definitely shirt tails.
Tailspin.
Whale tail thongs.
Yeah.
Tailspin was one of my favorite cartoons. I used to love that with Baloo, dude, and a bunch of bears flying planes. I love planes and I love bears. Whatever
It's a
genius
win-win.
came up with that. Smart. So now let's get delving into another potential origin of Valentine's Day. So we're still in Rome. And Saint Valentine's Day has also been associated with the Christian effort, and so this is taking this from an article here, to replace the older holiday of Lupercalia. Now, Lupercalia is a Roman holiday celebrated on February 15th. Some modern stories paint Lupercalia as a particular sexy holiday, when women wrote their names on clay tablets, which men then drew from a jar, pairing up random couples. This sounds like a party I'd like to get invited to in my single days.
Yeah.
And this
like
is
7 Minutes in Heaven territory.
correct. And it's a pagan holiday.
They did this in Teen Wolf.
They did this in Teen Wolf. They also did this in the Haunting Tales of Sabrina. Fun little Netflix series. And so just so you know, there's another theory of a holiday called Saturnalia. Have you heard of this, Aaron? And then we'll get back to Lupercalia.
It sounds familiar, yeah.
So Saturnalia is what people credit Christmas. Like, what you're like, why is Jesus' birthday February 25th? Like, they don't have any actual proof that like
December.
December 25th. Like, why? And one theory is because of Saturnalia in ancient Rome, when it became, not ancient Rome, but just, straight up the peak of Rome and shit, dude. And around the time of Jesus and afterwards, when Christianity was taken over, they wanted to assimilate people into the church and do away with paganism. And one way, besides brutality, which there's plenty of evidence of that, was sort of folding in former pagan holidays into Christian holidays. And they said, you know what, Saturnalia, hold on, dude, where the hell did I put my takes place on like December 17th through the 25th on the Julian calendar. Julian calendar, like I mentioned, dude, dude's named Julius, dude. Freaking straight up, that's what the calendar's named after, dude. And it takes place from December 17th to December 25th. Does that ring a bell?
Mm-hmm.
Freaking Jesus' birthday. What up, dude? And this pagan holiday was celebrated since, the late Republic times of 133 BC, and then got sort of folded into, and it happened in December on the Julian calendar, just basically because of the winter solstice taking place at that time. So they followed the lunar calendar, the pagans. And so that's just one fun theory of Saturnalia informing Christmas. And then basically with Valentine's Day, we have this holiday of Lupercalia informing Valentine's Day, which isn't really like, a big holiday recognized by the church, but, Valentine's was a saint, right? So during Lupercalia, back to this, dude, because I got some fire-ass facts, and then we'll get into the origin of it. But then men randomly chose women's names from a jar, got matched up, and coupled with them for the duration of the festival. But Aaron, get this, oftentimes a couple would stay together until the following year's festival. So they would just date and bone and hook up, and sometimes they even fell in love and got married. Isn't that just beautiful? So it is about love. I love that it's rooted in horniness in the beginning, and then that horniness is sustained. I think sustained horniness is love. People are often looking for a definition. I think that's it.
They should still do this in college.
I agree. I mean, you have themed parties. Have a Lupercalia themed party. It'd be very fun.
Like a weekend.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Do it over a whole weekend.
Even if you get a girl you don't really like.
You kind of do that. You do go to you'll go on away trips. Like I remember I went to Havasu. My boy, actually, one of my boys, Ross, invited me as his date to Havasu because he was having a tough time with his girlfriend at that time. And we just posted up and we're just bros, just hanging out, having a great time in Havasu, jet skiing, picking up kegs, having nice breakfasts. It was a sick ass time. So they kind of did that. We did have a little friggin' Lupercalia, dude. Friggin' brawls, dude. So now paralleling Lupercalia with modern day Valentine's Day traditions, the Roman festival involved, this is where things get this is where the paganism comes in, but you'd have two nearly naked young men slapping everyone around them with pieces of goat skin. According to the ancient writer Plutarch, here we go again, Young married women believed that being hit with the skin promoted contraception and easy childbirth. So you'd have married ladies posting up having a good time too, being like, dude, I want to go back, freaking hook up with my husband, dude, and create a kid, dude. So Aaron, I mean, dude, maybe if you're trying to woo your wife, get some goat skin. You know, treat it like a mistletoe.
Sure.
Maybe don't whack her too hard with it, but just be like, hey babe, heads up, goat skin coming your way. She'll be like, what? Or maybe what you can do is get a football instead of made of pigskin, get it made of goat skin. Go out and be like, hey babe, want to just play catch? Whoops, dude.
Nah, I don't know.
Maybe too much tomfoolery going in. You seem more like a straightforward type of guy.
Yeah.
And also, where do you get goat skin these days?
Exactly. That's the other thing.
You know?
And then who's going to make a football out of it?
Exactly.
There's a lot going on.
And Valentine's Day is just right around the corner. It's going to be too much of a turnaround.
Yeah, you can't even order things from Etsy right now.
Just logistically impossible.
Yeah, too late.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you could get goat skin on Etsy. Lupercalia. Maybe like one of those weird shops on Melrose. Like there's a place called Necromance. Where like if you go in there and it's like the rule is you can't have talked to your parents in 5 years. And that's the only way you're allowed in there. And then of course you like to bone dead things.
Yeah.
It's basically a taxidermy shop. You go in there and you get cursed, dude.
Yeah.
It's like a witch that works in there, dude. There's an old witch teaching a young witch. Sick. So anyway, you have this idea of Lupercalia, which was celebrated in February. I wanted to get back into, and then here's why it's celebrated in February. Exactly, because I literally was asking myself that question, doing research, and then answered it, and now I will share it with you. I get fired the fuck up when things happen like that, dude. And the answer is no one knows the exact origin. But it's been backtracked as far back as the 6th century BC. And here's one. So there's this dude, King Amulius, and he had 2 sons. Maybe you heard of them, Romulus and Remus, right? Mm-hmm. Twin nephews, dude, founders of Rome. And he didn't want his power usurped. He had these 2 kids. He's like, I don't know what's going to happen, dude. And he just goes, throw these kids into the Tiber River. I don't want them, dude. Hopefully they drown. So he was not a good dude. And then, as story has it, no, this is because he was getting back at their mother for breaking her vow of celibacy, even though he probably made her do it because he got her pregnant. So basically not a good dude. The servant that was ordered to throw them into the river took pity on them. He placed them inside a basket on the river instead and floated them down the river. The brothers came up to a wild fig tree. They got caught in the branches, and they were rescued and cared for by a she-wolf, right, at the den of a place on the Palatine Hill where Rome was founded. The twins were later adopted by the shepherd and his wife, learned their father's trade, so they became shepherds, dude. They freaking flocked a straight-up empire of dudes, dude. And then after killing their uncle, a.k.a., who I thought was their father, but apparently, they identify with this shepherd as their father, but they should have go back and murk King Amulius or whatever the hell his name is, dude. Then they go, all right, dude, we murked our old dad. We got our new dad. We're fired up on that, dude. And we're cruising around. We're going to found a straight up empire because we're bros. But first, dude, who was this wolf that took care of us? That was so sick. They go in, they find her in her cave, and they name her Lupercal. And Lupercal is this, Lupercalia is a festival to honor the she-wolf and the Roman god of fertility, Lupercus. So,
I don't think this is true.
I mean, to me, it sounds like there's no flaws. Doesn't sound like there's any sort of metaphor. It doesn't sound like anything like that, dude.
Yeah, I think a wolf finds 2 babies. They're like sweet
dinner,
sweet lunch and dinner.
Exactly, dude. Be splitting this with the whole pack, dude. Fired up. But apparently, Lupercal, she was motherly, dude. Freaking fired up on that, dude. Fired up on wolves, dude. So before we get into our final segment of sort of answering, the origin of Valentine's Day, and we'll get into who actually Saint Valentine was, because he is a dude from history who did real things. I just want to talk about some other cultures and what are their love and lovemaking and boning holidays. In Argentina, they have a fun-ass holiday also celebrated on February 14th. They celebrate for an entire week, though, and it's called Sweetness Week. Brazil has a festival called Dia dos Namorados, Lovers Day, and it's a carnival celebrated in February. Brazil, they got Carnival, and their Valentine's Day is similar to ours. gifts, chocolates, boning.
Nice.
In China, they celebrate Valentine's Day on the 14th, but they also have their own traditional holidays. There's Qixi Festival, which is Qixi. It's celebrated on the 7th day of the 7th lunar month, usually in August. And the holiday comes from a traditional old ancestral story about love tragedy that has been passed down from one generation to another. I looked up a little bit more about this love tragedy, and it's like 2,000 years old, and it basically goes back to this thing of this weaver girl and this cowherd dude, and the weaver girl falls. She's like a fairy. She falls for this mortal cowherd dude, which angers the weaver girl's mother.
Colin Cowherd.
Dude, yeah, for Colin Cowherd, and he's just got hot takes on sports back then.
Yeah.
He's just going off, dude. And her mom just happens to be the goddess of heaven, Aaron, and her mother separates them, but would allow them to reunite once a year on, you guessed it, the 7th day of the 7th month. So there you go. It's just basically about, lovers, unrequited love that I guess does become requited on the 7th day of the 7th month, and you better imagine there are 7 minutes in heaven on that frickin' day, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Denmark, dude. You got Gækkebrev, and they send joke letters to their admirers. The paper is cut into a snowdrop or a spring flower. The sender writes a rhyme or a poem and signs the message with dots, not a name. If the recipient guesses the right person, they receive an egg at Easter. So hopefully they would receive boning.
Yeah.
It was always kind of nice, dude. Like, in when you were in school, when you looked at your Valentines, dude, and you got some and you were stoked, even though teachers would require you to write one to everyone so everyone felt loved, but sometimes you could tell when there's a little extra love.
Yeah, you'd save the better Valentines for the girls you actually meant it for.
Totally. Do you know what I did? Sick fuck. Take this as some advice out there, bros. At our high school, they could like a delivery system, like they had
Candygrams.
Yeah, you could send candygrams, but there was like scales. Like there was one, like you could send like a little candygram or a card that was like $1, $5, and there was one that went up to $20 that was a bear.
Wow.
And I bought myself the bear.
Wow.
And then, dude, there was this really cute girl named Anastasia in my math class, and I sent myself the bear from Anastasia in the math class. And then got it, and when everyone knew about the bear, and then I received the bear and I looked at it, and dude, it was the best trick. And I looked at it, I was like, whoa, Anastasia, this is pretty chill. And I was a senior at this time. I was like, that's cool. I was like, look, but I'm an older guy. I don't know. And, it was all in fun jest. and of course, after I did the joke, I ended up saying I bought it for myself, and everyone was cracking up. But dude, she was dying laughing. And honestly, dude, I'm not going to lie, it opened up a few doors. I'm not going to lie, dude. Our relationship after that, we never hooked up because I was a big-time virgin, afraid of women, afraid of myself, afraid of everything, afraid of my little dick.
Same.
And still trying to embrace it to this day. And, yeah, Aaron, I appreciate that honesty, freaking legend. And that's what we're all about on this pod, dude. Honesty and freaking dissemination of dank-ass knowledge. And I'll tell you, that was a fun time. And it was all ingested. But you got to, maybe it was my first dad joke that I've ever pulled. Because a dad joke I define as a joke for you. Not for anyone else. I feel
like you gotta, if you're gonna do that, Stokers or Danktorians who are listening, I say pay the guy to deliver the same bear every class you go to that day.
That's a great call.
So then you can pull that joke again with whoever. You don't even have to have the card signed. Just be like,
yeah.
Oh my God, Denise.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So man, I never knew you felt this way, but that's so sick. Thank you. Do you want to go get some freaking chicken flautas at lunch or what? Let's see, dude. South Korea, and then also in Taiwan, and they do also do this one in China. There's a day called White Day on March 14th. The Japanese do this as well, but also in South Korea, they do something called Black Day. It's April 14th. It's for Koreans who are single. Those singles who observe get together, dress in black, and eat black jjajangmyeon noodles. I think I've seen those before. They look pretty dank. But White Day is celebrated on March 14th. On this day, the men, they reciprocate the gifts that they were given to on Valentine's Day. So it's pretty sick. Females give chocolates to males on Valentine's Day that they admire. Then on White Day, aka the second Valentine's Day on March 14th, the gift is reciprocated, and they do that in a number of countries: Taiwan, South Korea, Japan. They do that in China as well. So pretty sick traditions just from around the world. Yeah, I like that one too, and I like that it lasts a month. Keeps anything that keeps suspense going and stuff. You know what I mean? Is freaking sick as hell, dude. And then the Finns have Israel has a fun one, Tu B'Av. I'm probably saying that wrong, and it dates back to biblical times when single women would wear white and dance in vineyards at the start of the grape harvest season, which today would be known as just a DJ festival, dude. I could just see that happening, dude. Just someone spinning sick-ass house beats in a vineyard, dude. Everyone posted up in white. I could see that happening in Ibiza as well. Mm-hmm. That sounds super sick, dude. Anytime, I love themed dress-up, glow-in-the-dark parties. You know, a white-out party. Even all black, whatever it is, you know. Togas. I even like to do bar golfing. You ever do that? Just go to 9 different bars. It'd be tough if you went to 18. I don't think anyone would make it. It's also tough to find 18 bars in a row, maybe in PB, Little Slice of Heaven, Pacific Beach, San Diego, what up? But just go dressed up like you're golfing, cruise around, dude. Spend 30 minutes in each bar and just freaking get your buzz on with your boys, dude. It's so sick. Finland, of course, has Friends Day, where they're like, look, everyone needs to be included. Classic for, you know, you would really see that in one of the Scandinavians, just really forward thinking. They do it right up there, dude. Which is sick, and it's sick to have a day for your friends too, but it's also sick to have a day for your lovers, dude, and potential love. You know what I mean? I like that. It's something that Valentine's Day is kind of great because, you know, so many people hate it, but it's also like, dude, it's the day where you kind of have an opening. It's a day where you might be able to get away with a little bit more, not in a creepy way at work. Keep your hands to yourself, guys, but in a way of just being like, hey, maybe you're your barista or someone that you got a little rhythm with. Hey, you look great today. Don't want to say that. Oh, thank you. Any plans tonight? No? I hate Valentine's Day. I know, it's a tough holiday. And it's on a Monday, too, this year. That's so weird. What do you say, me and you? Did you know this about me? I ride motorcycles. No, I didn't know that. Well, I do. What do you say? You working next Saturday? I am. What time do you get off? 7? It's perfect. Wear some leather to work. You're going to see me. You're going to hear an engine roaring outside, revving really loud. Walk outside. It's going to be me wearing no helmet because I'm a fucking badass. And also I only have one helmet because I'm single and I'm saving it for you because I'm going to protect you. I want you to put it on, hop on the back, and we're going to go crush chicken flautas together. That's what you should do. If you're single on Valentine's Day, do that. Get a motorcycle. Get goatskin leather pants. Go around to someone that you've got feelings for and offer them rides on the back of your bike. And that's it. And then go eat chicken flautas. I'll be eating chicken tacos with my Dank-ass fiance. Smart advice. So back to what I consider to be the most sort of believable, I guess, plausible origin of Valentine's Day. So this dude, Kelly, is researching this dude, and he's like, look, bro, how did Chaucer create Valentine's Day as we know it today? Well, in the 1370s or 1380s, so obviously when that happens, you know, nothing's exact. He wrote a poem called Parliament of Fowls. This poem contains a line, and the line is as such, and I'll do this in a British accent. For this was a Saint Valentine's Day, when every bird comes there to choose its mate. So there you go. In this Parliament of Fowls poem, Chaucer writes on Saint Valentine's Day, birds come to choose their mates. 1370s, 1380s. This is very far removed from the 500s, then the 300s, and Lupercalia, 600 BC that we were dealing with in Rome. This was a moment in Europe when a particular set of romantic ideas took hold, and I talked about this earlier. Chaucer's writing his poems, and romance is being celebrated at this time. People are loving stories between knights and nobles and ladies who could never marry. And, you know, perhaps at this point, you know, I don't think when the hell was the Gutenberg invented? I don't know. But anyway, people are reading stories to each other and stuff. And, you know, they're not watching movies, and you'll have one dude who can post up and read and tell a dank ass story, or an orator will tell a story and he'll recite Chaucer or something. And, you know, it probably informs Shakespearean plays and shit like that, dude. And, you know, these feelings of yearning and tragedy and obstacles to love. We still love those in our stories today. And by the 1400s, nobles inspired Chaucer, and he had begun writing poems known as Valentines to their love interests. So, using this line from Chaucer's poem, 1380s, let's say, then in the 1400s, noblemen reading it, and, you know, they're identifying with these characters in it. And so they go, ooh, I'm going to write letters or a poem, just as Chaucer did, to a loved one around this day, February 14th, Valentine's Day. And so they're sending love and, you know, being flirtatious. And that's sort of where you get a Valentine's card from, which I think is the essence of these little gifts, you know, letting someone know that you're the apple of their eye. And here's another layer to this whole thing. When Chaucer wrote of the day when every bird chooses his mate, Kelly, the author of this that I'm reciting from, Chaucer was not thinking of February 14th, but of May 3rd, in fact, a day celebrating one of the many other Saint Valentines. Like I mentioned, it was a popular name. And after all, you know, in February, a bird probably wouldn't choose its mate because it's not spring. Now is it? People usually bone in the spring. They do spring cleaning, or they hunker down for the winter and then bone. But birds aren't people, and birds like to bone in the spring. That's a fact, Jack. So that's interesting, and that's also a good Nick Cage. That's like, you know, you could see him in National Treasure reciting the poem of Chaucer, Parliament of Fowls. Everyone knows this from the 1380s. So when St. Valentine's Day, he wrote, for this was on St. Valentine's Day, when every bird comes there to choose its mate. Now where is there? And you'll note that in the 1400s, St. Valentine's Day was actually based on the Julian calendar. Thinking of Lupercalia, the pagan holiday, was actually not February 14th, but May 3rd. And would it be in London? No, it'd be in Rome. Book flights. There you go, dude. And then they go solve some mystery of the she-wolf. I'd love to see Cage in a St. Valentine's Day flick. Wouldn't you, Aaron? Just boning.
Yep.
It'd be so sick. Apparently, Chaucer was looking for a way to celebrate King Richard II at the time's betrothal to Anne of Bohemia. And the day that he found was closest to that betrothal, that date of the wedding, was the feast day for Valentine of Genoa, one of the many Saint Valentines. And he was an actual person. He could have chosen the feast day of the Holy Cross, but that wouldn't have sounded as nice in the poem, now would it? And his contemporaries would have been more familiar with February 14th, St. Valentine's Day, was the date that became attached to the new holiday of romance. I buy it. What Kelly's putting down here, I'm picking up. I gotta tell you, Aaron. What about you? Are you picking it up?
Sure.
Also, more on St. Valentine's.
Less wolves.
Yeah, not as many.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. It makes sense that it's a poem. People get attached to stories. I get it. You know, have other holidays come out of like popular culture? I mean,
yeah.
May the 5th be with you, or the 4th be with you.
Yeah. Well,
on May 4th, Star Wars.
Like tons of stuff. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Right, there you go.
Is a Hallmark thing.
So it's no far stretch to think that this is quite plausible. I really do buy it. Also, St. Valentine is not just the patron saint of engaged couples and happy marriages. He's the patron saint of beekeepers, epilepsy, and many other things. So it's fucking sick, dude. And that's basically, I like that Chaucer one. I like that. So, you know, when you're at Valentine's Day, so when you're getting chicken flautas on your bike and you're like, well, now that we're here, what the hell do I talk about? You talk about the origin of St. Valentine's Day and you quote Chaucer, dude. You fucking quote Chaucer, dude. I don't know if you're going to hook up with anyone, but that puts me in the mood to jack off. You know, sometimes I got to get in the mood to jack off, Aaron, and poetry gets me in that mood for myself. You got to feel sexy. I'll recite a poem to myself, and then I'll be like, Schroeder, you did a great job with that. You deserve a boner stroke. Yeah? Yeah. All right, let's do a few cues, then bone out.
Sure.
Let's see. What is frickin' up the Pharaoh of freakin', Strider, and always about to cream master of the sticks, Aaron? What's up, my good dogs? It's a legendary, frickin' legendary address right there. This is already on cue at the poem for Valentine's Day. This email is following up to a previous email about my trip abroad in Europe. Oh, here we go, bro. First, I want to say thank you for the wise words about approaching the ladies in Europe. Have met many dank people from all around the world on my exchange program. Love that. Second, I am planning a trip to Paris, a place with some of the best art museums like the Louvre to ever exist. So Strider, as an expert on art, thank you, Dan. I need your advice as to how I should handle these experiences. Do I wear my noise-canceling Bose headphones to drown out the noise of the world to focus on the visual experiences of these artworks? Should I listen to some fire-ass music while I'm looking at these masterpieces to get me in the right mood? Purple Disco Machine. There we go. Hell yeah, dude. Plastic Trees by Radiohead. Jimmy Eats World. What up, Aaron? Yeah. How do I prevent popping wood while I'm there? What would you suggest to make most of my trip? P.S. Shout out to my other brother, friggin' beast in the Marines, like a legend that he is. Thanks, Hank. What a great, Hank, really stoke-inducing email there, my bro. Very fired up for you. Very fired up for your trip in Europe. Fired up for your bro who's a Marine, dude. Thank you for what he does, for being an absolute beast, dude. And so I love this idea. I love that you're going to go to the Louvre. I love that you're going to ingest some art. Don't even sleep on the architecture that's there as well. Mm-hmm. Take that in, that sick-ass pyramid that's from the, what's that movie, that Robert Ludlum, Tom Hanks movie, The Da Vinci Code. Mm-hmm. Sick as hell.
That's Dan Brown.
Yeah, Dan Brown. Robert Ludlum's his character's name, right?
No.
Robert Ludlum's another author.
Yeah,
who the fuck is Robert Ludlum? Saint Valentine's
Born
Day.
Identity. Author.
Yeah, thank you very much. You need to rewatch those Born Identities, dude.
Stop at 1.
Yeah, dude, 1 is so good, and it's where I learned the word shiza.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. I love this idea of your headphones. Have your headphones with you. Wear them when you want to. Don't when you don't. There's a lot of sick-ass pieces in there. The Mona Lisa, look at it. It's far away. It's tiny. That might be one where, you might want to put on some tunes to amp you up, actually, because your stoke might be depleted in that section. But there's going to be other sections where you might not need it, and you might want to take in. Sometimes it's nice to hear the sounds. And then, because you've been meeting people, it's nice to experience the, museums. Sometimes they offer, like, deals where you can come back or something. I would like to go. You should go by yourself at one point, and then maybe go on a date to the museum as well. And then you both bring headphones, and then you freak. That'd be so sick. You gotta freak. I think freaking in a museum is a good call. Do that. And then I would maybe take a tour. Take a tour and then ask power move questions. Ask questions that aren't questions. Be like, now this. Let's see here. What do we have? Oh, we have Luncheon on the Grass. Now, this was painted, oftentimes considered the first piece of modern art. And then stop. And then goes there a question coming, and then go no. And then don't even just say no, just stare. And then the guide will be like, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then I was actually just talking about this statue.
Ask, where do you keep the Vallejos?
Always ask that.
Vallejos.
Always, dude. Aaron,
if they don't have
a great
any,
call.
Walk away.
That is such a fire call. If they do not have Vallejos in there, go leave. And then say, do you have any Julie? Or not Julie Gales? Do you have any? What's his Boris and Julie? I forget his wife's last name. Julie Bell. Do you have any Julie Bells? Oh, you don't? Deuces. And then you're out.
Yeah.
So that's a fire move, dude. As far as your music choice, I like a little Rufus to Soul. Been saying that. I've been listening to him a lot lately. And then you can't go wrong with Pennywise Broham tribute in any scenario. That's just truth, dude. Oh, I have an Instagram from Justin here that I wrote a note to myself to read. Let's see what we got. Let me see here.
As far as my advice, I prefer to hear everything. Head on a swivel. You're in a foreign country. You need to always be aware. There's pickpockets,
There are, yeah.
So I'm not a noise canceling headphone guy. So
yeah, keep everything in your front pocket, dude. So if they try to go in there, they got to pay the price, and that might help you from popping wood. If you have your passport there, it will deflect that. That's a good call, Aaron. Smart.
Mm-hmm.
Use your front pocket, not just your dong, but your passport, your traveler's checks, your tongue dart checks. What up, legend? Me and my dog are huge fans and love your advice and just enthusiasm on life. Thank you, dude. We both had some girls that we were super into. They both have decided to go their separate ways. Should we just be men and get over it, or should we pull up on them again? Crazy how similar our situations are. Thanks, man. Love the pod. So it sounds like him and his bro are in similar situations where they both were into these two ladies, and then these ladies kind of lost interest, and they're wondering, I mean, do they keep pushing the gas and pursue, or do they say, you know what, maybe I'll find love in a different place, maybe a hopeless place? I think if you're in college, I think you let it go. You know, you already got in close proximity. You know, you don't need to pursue too hard. Just be cool, be yourself, be chilling at parties, be posting up, be quoting poems, you know, be texting, crush it in Beard Eye, really be in the moment, just hanging out with friends, having a good time, and people are going to pick up on that legit ass energy that you and your boy have in your crew. And these girls might even pick up on that if they're at the same party. Now, don't force it. Don't be, as they say, extra. Just be you and be enthusiastic. Have that stoke. Find it in those organic places, by lifting weights, by pre-gaming, by having fun, by wearing a tank top to a party and experimenting with a man bun because it's college, and then realizing that was a mistake. And then, you know, you can have an honest conversation with whatever this girl's name was. Jackie, dude. Jackie, what's up? Thought we had some energy going, you know? Call her out, dude. Not even hard, just be like, hey, what's up? Thought we were chilling, you know? We got coffee in the quad, and then after that, you bounced. What's up, dude? See what she has to say. You know? Listen, dude. It's a good advice for all college dudes. Listen to ladies. Just boom. Broadly. It's sick, dude. What do you think, Aaron?
I mean, I think you just got to move on. There's plenty more ladies out there.
Yeah.
You got your boy to hang out with. That's nice.
Yeah. Because it's not like you were in a relationship already and blah, blah, blah. It's like, you know, maybe you guys did a little mac and cheese hooked up. It's like, dude, you guys are young. Go enjoy Lupercalia, dude. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do one more than bone out, dude.
You try to combine holidays with an activity you love. Lupercalia of duty.
That's one of the best things I've ever heard in my entire life.
That's what I'm saying.
It's where you get on comms. And you wear nothing but goat skin. You just post up in your apartment. Or you can wear, you know, a wolf outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Or one of those Wolf Napoleon Dynamite shirts. And just game with your boys. It's so sick. And eat apricots, which is a food exclusively for orgies and exfoliation. Strider, what up? Me and my GF haven't boned in a while. We love each other and we are both busy, and it isn't like we don't have chemistry. The issues is when holidays roll around or B-days, we feel pressure to bone each other even though we may not be in the mood. What do you think is going on here? And is there a fix to get us horny in an efficient way? Thanks, Axel. Okay, first of all, dude, your name's Axel, bro. You just need to tell your GF. You just need to tell your GF, hey, do you remember that my name's Axel? And then she's going to get horny, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You just took the shortcut. So, yeah, that sounds pretty efficient to me. But, you know, I don't know, dude. Sometimes, you know, look, I've been in a relationship for a long time. Sometimes, you know, me and my dank-ass fiance, we'll go little, you know, time gap, you know, an average, law of averages, things probably average out to whatever. But yeah, sometimes you're busy. Sometimes, you know, shit happens. I don't think you pressure it. Sounds like you guys both love each other. And dude, open, honest communication. Let her know, hey, maybe he's talking about Valentine's Day coming up. Hey, we've been boning a while. I don't know what our plan is. I don't want to pressure you. You don't have to pressure me. And then honestly, when you guys hook up, this is a nice little trick too sometimes. Maybe you even set a rule of like, hey, we're just going to do makeouts this couple weeks. We're not going to take it past that. That will build anticipation. That'll get you stoked up to finally bone. So I think that's good. You know, that's like earning the beat to drop, like basically by just macking and cheese and hanging out, you know, not going all the way. You guys are really tantalizing each other and having a lot of fun. And then, you know, when the time comes, when that date comes, like, you know, kind of 40-year-old virgin style, like in that movie, like you set your date or whatever. Then if you need to push it back, you can. No pressure, dude. You guys are setting the rules, you know? What do you think, Aaron?
I think you need to take your girlfriend, just catch her as she's walking through the hallway, put her up against the wall, say, do you know where you are? You're in the jungle, baby.
Oh, that's a great ass call. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's a great call. What if this was Axl Rose writing it? Be amazing. Be so sick.
A guy in his 50s.
Be so sick. He's a fan of the pod, dude. Be so sick. Hits every note on the scale, dude. Aaron, that's great advice. Great advice. And your name's Axel, dude. I imagine you've got legit abs. I imagine you always, and maybe just because you're named after a part of the vehicle, I imagine you like always like wiping sweat from your brow and just looking all jacked, like having just worked on a motorcycle or something. Like that's how I imagine you. So I'm like, you're gonna be all right, dude. And other than that, dude, keep being a beast. Danktorians, thank you for another legit ep. Aaron, thank you for beasting it up on the sticks as always, dude. What did Hank call you? I gotta revisit that, dude. What did he say? And always about to cream, master of the sticks, Aaron, dude. Thank you, Aaron. Thanks for the write-ins. Thanks for the shout-outs. Question, comment, suggestion, StriderWilsonShreds@gmail.com. And freaking stay stoked, Danktorians. Catch you guys on the next one. Into the light.